Hey everyone, this is Press here, and since I know a lot of you have been asking me how to get a 4:3 aspect ratio resolution on Fortnite, I thought that I should make a quick and simple video guide on it. It's really easy, and I'm even going to show you guys how to get a really high quality upscale version of it if your PC can handle it. So let's move on. Alright, so moving on how to actually get a 4:3 aspect ratio resolution on Fortnite. We are going to want to begin with by opening up our Nvidia control panel, and I assume AMD has an equivalent app. Next, we're going to want to go to Display, Change Resolution, and we're going to be given many default resolutions that we can run. Many of these are 4:3 aspect ratio, and I consider them lower end 4:3 aspect ratios, but they're really good at achieving a higher refresh rate. Now, if you want a more crispy, higher end 4:3 aspect ratio resolution, we're going to want to go to Customize, make sure we check Enable Resolutions Not Exposed by the Display, and Create Custom Resolution. Now we're only going to want to change horizontal pixels and vertical lines. I'll give you guys a few recommendations on what resolutions I'd run. Now if you want no upscaling and you want to do the highest possible resolution with no upscaling, I would do 1440 by 1080, and if you do want to upscale, I'd either recommend 1600 by 1200, or what I'm currently using is 1920 by 1440p. You can go even higher, but that's if you have a higher resolution monitor than 1920 by 1080. So it's going to make you test it, and this is a duplicate, so it's not going to make me test it again, but you're going to test it. It's going to confirm if it works, and after you confirm that, make sure your monitor is set to the correct refresh rate and you're on the correct resolution. And after that, we're going to want to go to Adjust Desktop Size and Position. Make sure we have it on full screen if you want it to be stretched, or no scaling if you want the black bars on the side of the screen as seen on your left and right. Now to confirm and really confirm that you have these settings on, we're going to want to go to Settings, System, Display, and it's going to show our resolution on here, but we want to make sure we're getting the correct refresh rate. And to do that, we got to go to Display Adapter Properties, List All Modes, and this is going to show us all the resolutions and refresh rates that we can do on our monitor. And these are our custom ones that we have added. Once you confirm that you are on the right resolution and refresh rate, just make sure you go to the monitor tab and see the screen refresh rate. And it looks like we have everything we want. We're upscaled to 920 by 1440p, and we have our 240 Hertz. So we are set to go, and what you want to make sure you do is go to your Fortnite game, make sure you go to your settings, and you must, for the window mode, you must be on windowed full screen. If you do any of these others, it's going to, change your aspect ratio and put it to, the game's going to control basically your aspect ratio. And we don't want that. We don't want the full screen. We don't want the windowed. We want windowed full screen. And you can even see the support they added. It says 1920 by 1440p at a 4:3 aspect ratio. So we're completely set. We're good to go. So why use a 4:3 aspect ratio resolution in the first place? There's many benefits to it, some real, some placebo. There's also a few downsides to it. There's also two types of players that use 4:3 resolution, stretched and black bars. But I'm only going to really focus on the stretch aspect of 4:3 resolution, as black bars, they're really good for gaining more FPS and for focusing easier for some players, but it's only really a Counter-Strike thing. So let's quickly break down the pros and cons of using 4:3 aspect ratio for those of you who are unfamiliar with it. First off, you can gain more FPS for lower end PCs, but you can also lose FPS if you upscale it like I do. Next, you get a larger vertical POV on Fortnite at the expense of losing some of your horizontal POV. Now, losing some of your horizontal POV is actually a double-edged sword. You would think it's only a downside, but for some people, losing that extra horizontal POV helps them play better since there are less things on the screen to focus on. Additionally, targets are wider on stretch, which makes spotting enemies easier, but does not make their hitbox bigger, and they are moving faster horizontally. And lastly, at lower resolutions of 4:3, it can be a lot harder to see people in the distance, especially on a game like Fortnite. This was a big deal breaker for me until I found out how to upscale the resolution and be able to stream and record at the same time while on my dual PC setup, while looking very good for my viewers. For those of you that have dual streaming setups like me and use capture cards but also want to upscale the resolution, you're going to want to put your monitor in extend mode, and I'll show you right here. Go to the system display, and you got to extend these displays and make sure your display, which is going to be number 1, and your Elgato's are going to be number 2, make sure number 1 takes priority. After this, you're going to want to get OBS on your gaming PC. This is my gaming PC, you know, and my streaming PC is the one with the OBS that's streaming it. This one is not going to stream it, but I'll show you why you want to have OBS on your gaming PC. So I have previews currently disabled. I think that's going to save me a little bit FPS if I have that. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to your scene, full screen projector, and then choose your display. That is the 1920 by 1080. Obviously, the one I'm on right now is the 1920 by 1440. But you're going to want to do display 1, 1920 by 1080. And what this is going to do, it's going to open up this window right here that I'm capturing right now. So that's how you extend the monitor and get it to your streaming PC. You are going to lose some frames though. This is going to take a little bit of your CPU, but since Fortnite's also demanding on my GPU, even on the lowest settings, I do lose frames around 20 to 30 frames, and I think I'm okay with it. You know, instead of averaging, like I was always at my 236, which I have capped at 236, but sometimes I get more dips, and I think it's fine. Like, I think I can handle it for the 4.3 and the crispy image, because I like the crispy image so I can see enemies further away, because I had some issues on the, like I said, the lower resolutions. It was really kind of hard to see enemies far away, and I think a high resolution really helps spotting enemies at a distance. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something out of it if you didn't know how to make a 4.3 resolution, but I will see you guys on my future videos.